Hello, everyone. I know y'all see me like for a couple of seconds. I was like, what happened? Let me tell you what happened. Um, it's just a wrong time and the time difference. So this is the show. I am your host, Dr. D. This is Food Alchemy Network. And I'm looking to see if I have a strong signal because I'm here and it seemed to be kind of weak. So I'm hoping that y'all be able to hear me. Um, but in the meantime, I'm still waiting for my guest to get in to see if she know how to work it. Sometimes things are new, and they just don't know how to get in. So we're going to play a commercial. So please be patient and please stick with us. And again, I apologize for this interruption. Mm-hmm. This is what we're going to do. Food Alchemy Network. We have Coffee with Ori, Dr. D Time, and other shows coming. You want to continue to watch because we bring you shows you're going to want to watch. Food Alchemy Network, Metaphysical Vortex Channel. So again, we're still waiting. I'm still waiting. I'm going to play my commercial. Did you guys see my commercial yet? Nope. Okay. It is, I don't even know. Which one is it? Nope. Oh, there you go. Okay, everyone. I am Dr. D, your lovely host, and we are going to be talking to a friend of mine that lives in the Yucatan state of Mexico. She is born in Mexico, sorry, and she can offer us some good advice, some good information, um, the place you see, where you want to do. So I said it's about making your dreams come true and how to make them and take them and make them into reality. So what she offers is basically a dream of all dreams. To sell you a dream, this is what Sofia does in Merida, Mexico, and the Yucatan state. So without further ado, I am going to bring on my guest that's going to sell you, or really doesn't sell you your dream. She helps you find your dream. So, okay.
Hi, Cecily. How are you?
I'm good, love. How are you doing?
We're good. So we are testing the Wi-Fi speed at your home, and it's working.
Hey, y'all.
I
See,
know.
I'm happy. I'm happy. So,
Me too.
so now I have my place for a year. I'm good. I'm good. I'm doing my happy dance. I just put it in my chair. So, I'm so excited to have you. Yesterday, was it yesterday? Oh, Saturday, I had another guest. She was in Veracruz, though. She was in
Okay.
Veracruz, and she was my guest. But of course, I was here. So, even the internet here is kind of shaky. It went down to actually one bar where I live at, and it normally doesn't. So, something's going on with the internet. I'm thinking worldwide. So it's not might necessarily be, I don't know, there, but it's here as well. And it's usually good. So without
So,
all of that, how did you get that over top of your end? Because I had a hard time doing it.
doing what?
the accent you're in. Does your keyboard have accents on it? You're gonna probably have to teach me like last time.
Well, yeah, my last name has this kind. It's not exactly an accent, but it's
Uh-huh.
something that goes up on the end,
Hmm.
and it sounds like like a G and an N or something like it.
Hmm.
That kind of sound. But yeah, we do have it on their keyboards here in Mexico.
Well, we don't have it here. That's not
I
okay. That's
know.
the so I
I
gotta
know, I know. I
so
know
okay.
it's so funny because I do need that's why my email doesn't have it and I use an N just because I don't know, in some other places they don't have it. So
Right. That's okay. It's understandable. Okay. You
yeah,
wanna say hi? You see, that's who's coming with me. He's
that looks
coming with
like a better guest than me.
so and he just turned a year, so he's trying to get my attention. So he's coming when I come back. I got to talk to you after the show about some things that are going on. But that's about the house and everything, but it's a good thing, I think. So let's get to you and tell people who you are.
Okay, well,
Introduce yourself.
thanks a lot for having me.
No problem.
My name is Sophie. I'm from Mexico. I live in Merida, Yucatan, where Cecily is gonna live from now on. I think, hopefully.
Yes.
Um, I'm I'm a realtor, so I'm actually from Merida, Yucatan. This is in Mexico. Like, I think the best preference is that we're like 4 hours away from Cancun. And for example, at Chichen Itza, it's part of Yucatan and it's in the middle, it's at halfway from Merida to Cancun. So I think that's a good reference to imagine where we are. So
Mhm.
I've lived here. I grew up here. Then I moved to Mexico City. I did my college in industrial design, and after finding out I like sales, I ended up as a realtor. I trained as one. I'm certified. So I met Cecily by random, uh, I don't know, by life, I think. And we ended up finding a home for her here
Mhm.
in Merida. So anything you want to ask, I'm here to help you. I mean, I don't know. I'll do my best to see what can I answer you. And I don't know.
Okay.
That's
Well,
it.
yeah, you're doing good. You're doing good. So, yes, we met by chance. We met through another young lady that was showing me homes, and you had to choose in Merida, and it seemed like they were all around the corner. Hold on, Shaka, get down, get down. You're interrupting. He's pulling me back. Um, um,
He
we
wants
met
to be on the transmission.
right, but he can't. So let's not get back to it. So meeting you was really good. Like I had looked at 4 different homes. Um, and it all depends, like selling your dream. It's good to get a good picture of what your client wants, which is very good in understanding exactly what they want and versus what someone tells them. And that's what I felt like you had everything that I wanted. I walked in, the kitchen was good, a good size. And to me, that is one of the things that people might not know. My toilets have toilet seats. I don't know, is that the normal thing for a lot of places not to have toilet seats on them in
No,
homes?
it's not.
Okay. So to me, a lot of people were talking about before I got there, they go to all these groups, what, Shaka, get down, get down. So all the homes they were talking about didn't have toilet seats. And that was a big fear they were putting in the expat group. Now I haven't seen that any of the homes I looked at. So that was great. That was a plus. Plus, you had all the air conditioners in there and pretty good. And you had the hammock hooks, which is another good plus in both of the rooms. Uh, so to me, that was a plus. And then the backyard, that's another plus where the rocks are that could be made into what I think like a room of just basically looking at the stars at night when you go out, if you want to do that. So, well, I'm talking about my home, guys. Y'all can't have my home, but I'm just saying point of my home. And it's huge. Like my living room is huge. My bedroom is huge. I have a walk-in closet. Even the other room doesn't have a its own bathroom. You have to go out and share, which is no big deal. But that even is huge for the closet because it's not a normal American closet. It's much larger. This is my opinion. So enough about my home in Las America. Um, when people go out and look for homes, how do you talk with them to get a feel of them looking for a home? Are there some questions that you ask, a questionnaire that you have?
Well, I actually think that the best way is to go out and just look at homes, because whenever you whenever you get into any type of home, maybe you have some idea in your head, and the realtor can find you exactly what you want. But when you get in and you feel the space and you instantly see if you like it or not. For me, is I mean, expertise has taught me that the bad things you recognize them immediately. If you don't like a home, it's just like that. It's instant. Not necessarily you see what you don't like, you just see it and don't like it.
Yeah,
And when you
right.
do like a home, you get a little hesitate because there isn't this big fat bad thing. So if you don't have this immediate negative,
Hmm.
I mean you're on the good on the right path.
That's
For
good to
me
know.
is so, yeah. So for me is you need to look at them. You need to get into one or two or two or maybe five in a day. Looks feels like a lot maybe, but that tells you what do you want and you don't want. So after that first day or first housing, you can
Hmm.
like get better at finding what you want,
Right. That
because
makes
it's
sense.
yeah, because it's what the negative, the wrong houses are immediate, and for me that helps me a lot. And also you see when you're in these house visits is, for example, what you told us about the kitchen. After the first visit, you get the feeling of what the person is looking for, because the first thing you're gonna see is, oh, the kitchen is small, or the kitchen is good enough, or or it only has one bathroom. So if you don't necessarily know what you want, you
Hmm.
find it in that first house visits.
Okay.
So for me that's important. And also, I mean, you you lived it. I'm really involved with my people and with my
Yes.
clients, because I don't know, for me it's just taking the extra step. It doesn't matter how expensive or how big or how anything a house is. It's about getting the client what he wants. I've become friends with a lot of clients because of it, because I do extra things,
Hmm.
so that's got to me like really far. And like I kept really good friends because of it.
Hmm.
So for me that's how I do it.
Well, that makes sense. And I like that you took the extra step because one of my biggest peas was internet and the
I
stove.
know.
Uh, because, I have a lot of work to do. I have some writing to do. So since I got to write and I have to communicate back and forth, that's that's a plus. So that might be somebody's stickler and you need to your realtor know, like that's what it is. Internet is a key. That's what we call a deal breaker. Another deal breaker might be the oven, the kitchen, like you said, or some of the things that could be a deal breaker, which is, like really things. So um the areas that you look in the house for, do you go as far as Progresso, like near the beach or
Yeah.
Chalem? Okay. See, I didn't know if you went to Chalem or that type of area, beachfront properties. Do you give clients some warnings about living close to the beach versus like, because I don't know if they flood out there in their Progreso and that area because of the water and the tides, and it changed, especially with the tropical storm. uh, like in Cancun, they have hurricane watch and tornado watch and stuff like that. Do they have that for Progresso as well?
We do have hurricane watches. So, I mean, last year we did have a tropical storm that
Hmm.
wasn't all the way a hurricane, but
Uh-huh.
it kind of flooded Progreso, yes, like a
Okay.
year ago, a year and a half ago, and it didn't even was a hurricane. It just was the fact that it lasted for like 7 days raining in a row. So that's the same that's the same tropical storm that actually flooded the same neighborhood you're living in, but the street you live in didn't get flooded.
Okay.
So, but some streets of the neighborhood got flooded, but you see it's a really large neighborhood.
Right.
So that was the same tropical storm that did that.
Okay.
So it's not common because hurricanes maybe last 3 days, like
Right.
they come in, pass by, get out. So I'm so sorry. So I mean, what I have found out about the beachfront properties, maybe that's something people should know, is it's kind of funny, but it's the bug thing. It's because there's a lot of bugs, so people get scared because there's these little scorpions, like little black scorpions. So,
Oh
but
gosh.
we are used to them because and they are not little. They're
Okay.
not actually that big. So, whenever I get like people from other places, and
Mhm,
I'm not only thinking about foreigners. I'm also thinking about Mexicans that come here,
mhm,
to stay a while or to be at a season or something. Bugs are they're not a problem, but people can get scared because also we are a really humid place. So also in Merida, from the from we were talking about it, from the bathroom and kitchens, not sinks, but from the sewers, you can
mhm.
get bugs because of
Yep.
the humid places. So that's something that I think it gets a little bit worse in the beach.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So with that, there is a lot of it's very humid in Merida. That's what people don't think of in their houses. And when I went there, you were having all the cabinets open versus the cabinets being closed.
Yes.
And um so that's the norm to do that because of the humidity in the certain parts of Mexico, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, what I like about my place again, you guys, I'm gonna just have gas. Where here, I have gas too, but I'm trying to think. The other place I had electric, and I hate electric. Electric stoves are I think they're Satan's tool. I don't like I don't like electric stove. It was the Airbnb I stayed in. It was electric, and I didn't like it. So that's another thing about when you move into a house. and there, and the gas tank. Tell me how someone would get a gas tank and so forth. How would they go about that if there's no gas tank there?
Well, I need to make a little history before,
Okay.
because we're Yucatan is a place where we're used to houses, like houses better than apartments.
Okay.
But in the last few years, has grown. Like developments have grown and have
Wow.
increased. So you saw it. You stayed at an Airbnb that was an apartment.
Right.
So because of these protective laws, it's
Hmm.
really difficult today to get an apartment with gas. If
Oh.
if they're new, I mean the old apartments are that they do have gas, but
Hmm.
the new developments doesn't have it because of like these protective laws. You need to make a lot of to get like a lot of government uh, permissions to
Hmm.
get gas, and a lot of checkings, like in a restaurant or stuff like that. So it's difficult today to get gas and an apartment if
Oh.
it's new.
Okay. Okay.
But usually houses and new houses do have gas.
Okay. I like that.
So there's two options. If you have gas, you can have like a fixed gas tank in the roof, like a fixed gas. A gas tank is larger, and you
Hmm.
can get the gas company to get to your home and just fill it. It's
Okay.
expensive, not because not be I mean, gas is a little bit expensive for Mexicans, but not
Hmm.
because it's so expensive, but because it's a fixed and a large tank. So you every time you fill it, you maybe fill it once every 3 months or every 4 months. So it does take a lot. So it becomes kind of expensive, maybe $100 to $200
That's
for
totally.
every 4 months
That's.
or something. If you don't have one of those, you do have like these mobile
Hmm.
tanks. You saw there are like 10 and 20 liters or 30 liters. And the
Hmm.
gas companies, there's two options. The gas companies can get to your home and gives you one field and take the one you have, and every time after that you're gonna be exchanging gas tanks. So if you buy a new one, they're gonna take the new one you got and give you a used one. It's common, but
Right.
they ended up painting it their color and everything. So I mean, it is what it is.
Right.
Or you can take your gas tank into the gas place. You just need to carry it. When they're empty, they're not that heavy, but when they're filled, they're heavier. So I don't recommend the larger ones. Maybe the
Right.
middle ones, because I
Okay.
do I do carry them at the
Hmm.
beach houses, because at the Airbnb I manage. So I carry the 20 liters, so I know how much it weighs when it's filled and when it's not. So I
Right.
think that's like the top I can carry,
Hmm.
and I do have like a small one at home, so that's good enough for me.
Okay. So explain how the water might work when someone's moving into a home. Um, how would they receive a bill or know a bill when they're coming moving into their home?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's important to tell people that every part of Mexico, every city has like different rules.
Hmm.
Here in Merida, actually, we don't ask for. I'll get into the water. So as for the contract, you saw it. It's
Hmm.
different than other and that from another places in Mexico.
Right.
Here we don't sign like a lease contract. We sign another type of contract that doesn't have quantities.
Okay.
So you saw it, and we sign like these pay orders before
Hmm.
you sign all the 12 pay orders for the
Hmm.
owner, and every time you pay your rent, you get one back.
Right.
So actually, when you get back, I need to give you those. So, I mean, so it's that's different. We also, and other places in Mexico, they make like a, the lawyers do a research about you.
Mm-hmm.
We don't do it because that contract is different. You pay, and for example, in Mexico City, you pay for that investigation,
Mm-hmm.
for that research,
Mm-hmm.
and if everything comes okay after that, you get your lease. But
Right.
here we don't do that because the contract is different, and the contract has these other rules.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, kind of don't need that.
Okay.
So that's the first thing. And after that, when you get into the house, you should receive the electric bill, the water bill, maybe well, not exactly a gas because it's not a bill. You pay
Right.
it up, the gas you pay it up front, but water and electric you pay it after.
Okay.
So you should receive every time when you enter a home, you should receive that like on zero, like already paid.
Right.
So, or because you can go pay up to that day, even though it's like every 2 months,
Mm-hmm.
you should receive, you should check that that's paid so you can start on zero.
Okay.
Also, the garbage service.
Okay. And not everybody has garbage service. And right, because some people have to take their own garbage out, and other places it all depends, right?
Well, actually, the entire city has garbage service,
Okay.
but you could decide not to pay it. I mean, it's really cheap, and you can. I mean, it's really cheap. Like the entire year can cost $15 or something like it, or
Mm-hmm.
$20 the entire year. But the best thing you can do is like give tips to the garbage people, because that way you make sure that every time, even though if you're not there, or you have like more bags than usual because I don't know, you moved or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
because it's supposed that you have like one bag or two garbage bags per day. The service, it's not like
Wow.
10 garbage per day.
Oh
But
wow.
so yeah, so when people did a yard or something, cut
Mm-hmm.
the jar, they can keep like garbages and take them out like one by one,
Mm-hmm.
because if not, the people doesn't take it and leave them like few garbages there because you took out, I don't know, eight of them. But that's why I do tips the garbage people.
Okay.
So they take, even though I take, I don't know, three bags, they take them because they are always like yelling at the street that garbage, garbage at night. So you
Right.
hear them and went out or take your garbage out or give them tips.
Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's tipping just $1, $2. I mean, I tip $1. I don't tip more, and they love me.
I get you. I understand. So, okay. Um, that's about that and the water and everything. That's what people need to know, because a lot of people don't know that are actually coming there. And these are some of the questions that I've been asked before, like, what do you do? How do you make it? Now, what I liked about you is you took me and you showed me where the laundry was. Also, the local store was around the corner. The park, I live across the street, like I told you guys, from a park. Well, she showed me the area so I would be familiar with the area. That's what I like, and that what is actually in the neighborhood. I was asking her what was in the neighborhood, the pharmacy, the grocery store. What is the name of the grocery store? How to pronounce it. These are key points that people might not know moving to a new area, what to look for. So I really appreciate all that help. So, what else did I wanted to say? Okay, because we're running down on time too, so it's actually good. So if you have, I wanted to know about the disability laws. Is the do y'all have something for people that have disabilities or handicap in Mexico laws?
Mm, not much, actually.
Okay.
Not much. I mean, we do have like special parking spots,
Mm-hmm.
but sadly, people doesn't respect them. There are a few places where they did get respect,
Mm-hmm.
but usually, like in maybe large malls or something, because there are guards there, they
Mm-hmm.
do respect them, but in everyday places, they don't.
Oh, that's sad.
I know it is.
Okay. So, what are some of the attractions you feel that are in Merida that Merida has to offer?
Well, actually, I do. It's not because it. I mean, it is because it's my home, but I do love it, and I'm seeing how a lot of people is moving here because, I mean, because the main attraction of Merida is the safety.
Okay.
Like Yucatan as a state has, I think, the best safety in all of Mexico. So there's a lot of people coming from from the capital and from all other places that insecurity got bad.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean the government invests a lot. Whenever it doesn't matter where you live in Merida, you always see like these cops getting by in front of your home, and there are a lot of policemen out there. Just give me a
Mm-hmm.
minute. I need to plug in the electric
Computer.
because yeah,
Okay.
give me just 1 second.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So, if you have any questions out there, people that are on there, let me know. Just have a question and we can ask. Sophia. So, thank you for the questions I had prior to ask about that.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, no problem. So, well, that's another thing because in United States, if you see the police and they got flashing lights on, automatically we either put to the side or go to the side, but that's normally the norm for the cops to actually have flashing lights.
Yeah,
Is
okay.
that
Yeah,
something?
it's kind of the same. But I mean, if you're at home, if you're driving or you're at home, you see a lot of policemen, like just look, just passing by.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard from not from foreigner, from a friend from Mexico City. One time I picked him up at the airport. From
Mm-hmm.
the airport to the hotel, we saw five, five policemen.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot in a really small distance. So we do have a lot of policemen. I mean, I'm not saying they're the best, but I'm just saying there's a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
And the local people, because we do have indigenous people here, we come from Mayan heritage.
Right.
Like Mayan people are really pacific and really good hearted and really genuinely good people.
Mm-hmm.
So because we come from that heritage, like indigenous people and people don't live in Merida, maybe live outside Merida in the small towns, there
Mm-hmm.
are really warm and welcoming people. So that makes that the general, Yucatecan people are warm, and they welcome you and they treat you really really good. When you are in the street and you're, how do I get here, people answer you and try to help you.
Right.
So that's one thing. So uh, also on top of the security or on the safety you feel,
Mm-hmm.
we do have a really really good natural resources here.
Mm-hmm.
We do have this well, also the beach is 20 minutes away.
Mm-hmm.
It's really near. That's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing is that we have water
Cenotes.
under the soil. So we have all these
Cenotes.
cenotes, like, yeah, we have this this underwater. It's not life like underwater life, but it's cenotes, and we water here is like really close to the surface. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, if you did want to get water from your home, I mean, it's not like that. But if you start digging, you're gonna find water in like 5 meters or something. It's like really close. So also in Yucatan is where the meteorite that killed like dinosaurs
Mm-hmm.
fell. So that make these other water cover caves. So that's a really good attraction. We
Okay.
have a lot of caves that cenotes. A lot of them are open or closed, and there's different shapes of them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like a really ecotouristic thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And we it, we have like a lot of haciendas that are really old houses. Some of them are restored. Some of them are like destroyed, but we have also these haciendas. Some of them are hotels or restaurants or places to go visit, and we're like really rich in touristic attractions. Downtown is colonial. We have churches. We have these old houses open to the public, and a little some museums. One from Mayan heritage, one from like cultural diversity, and we were we were part of the Mexican conquest. So these old houses, they feel kind of French architecture because we have a lot of French influence from that area,
Mm-hmm.
and we're called the White City.
Mm-hmm.
So we do have a lot of cultural attractions. There's a lot to do. You can go to different beaches. You're really close to Chichen Itza. You can go see ruins or haciendas, or just hang out at nature. And so we don't have mountains and stuff, but because we're a little flat state, but we are. But like it's a really great place to visit, and we're not that much on the map like other places that Cancun, that the attraction is beach.
Right.
That the beaches here are really, I feel them they are really beautiful, but
Mm-hmm.
they're not as we picture them as Cancun. They're different because we're not Caribbean, we are Gulf.
Okay.
So they're different, but we do have a lot of things to do, like touristic things to do.
So the cuisine, let's talk about the cuisine because there's different cuisines. People think, oh, well, you go to Mexico and all you're going to do is eat Mexican cuisine. And it's not Tex-Mex, it's real Mexican cuisine,
Yes.
um, which is different, which I like. So tell us about the different cuisines that are there that are actually in Merida.
Well, I like to start to say that in different regions of Mexico, we have different cooking
Right,
because we have different indigenous heritage. We
right,
come from a lot of uh, different Indian people that were uh, different weather, different customs, different way of dressing, different, and weather does affect a
right,
lot. Different fruits in different parts of Mexico. We used to have,
right.
well, I mean, we do have like a local avocado, like a big local avocado, different from the small black one. We have a
Right.
big green one. So so flavors are different, Mexican wide. Here at Merida, we have it's kind of funny. We have some Dutch influence
Mm-hmm.
because there's a really traditional local dish that is made with Dutch cheese. We
Mm.
Because we were closer to the frontier down south, in Belize and Guatemala. So we were
Mm-hmm.
close to there, and we used to have a lot of imports rather than from the capital. So
Right.
we were by land, we are far from the capital, but we were really close to the yeah, to the frontier with Belize and Guatemala. So that and also imports came from Cuba to the, to the ports, to the sea. So we had this kind of influence, and this Dutch cheese is an example of it.
Mm-hmm.
So we like the main meat with here is pork.
Mm-hmm.
It's our main meat, and like pork and turkey, and we do have like uh, these local dishes made with deer, because we used to have a lot of deers back then.
Wow.
Yeah, there's this local deer meat, this
Okay.
deer. So and also like we have like pork breeding, so it's like the most cheap meat here, and people are really used to eat it. So a lot of a lot of the dishes are made with pork,
Mm-hmm.
with made with pork in this same, this same pot meats, this same pot food that
Mm-hmm.
you put everything in it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like one dish. We have a
Wow.
lot of them, and we use this achiote a lot.
Mm-hmm.
This red condiment made from achiote,
Right.
and we use it in a lot of. We use it in like in cochinita, in chicken, in I don't know. We, for example, at Christmas, we don't we don't cook like a stuffed turkey. We cook like a. It's not stuffed. It's
Mm-hmm.
just red on the outside, and we do it in like in charcoal, like at grill.
Okay.
And it's like, I know it's not juicy. It's kind of dry.
Crunchy. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it's not crunchy exactly, but you cook it on the grill, like an entire turkey. You
Oh.
cook it
Okay.
on the grill, so it's not as juicy because you don't fill in with with juice. It's just like a dry, but you do make, because you cook it first.
Mm-hmm.
You made like turkey broth,
Okay.
so you eat that with the turkey broth. I mean, it's just an example. And
Okay.
the seasoning of the turkey is with achiote, so it's different. And I mean, Yucatecan food is, I think, one of the top 3 or 4 in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's really, there are dishes that are known like Mexican wide, and different places they don't taste the same if you try them some
Right.
other places, of course.
Right.
But we do have this special way of cooking. We have these four seasonings like already made, and are 4 different colors. These
Mm-hmm.
seasonings are the closest thing I can say about the seasonings is they're like mole, but mole is not from Yucatan, but is
Right.
but it's kind of looks like the same,
Mm-hmm.
because it's a mix of spices and a
Mm-hmm.
lot of things that you use them. You only add salt, and you use
Okay.
it in different plates according
Mm-hmm.
to what you're gonna cook. In one of them, you mix 2 of them, but it's the main stuff. Is heavy, like this heavy mix, and you have to like to you have to, I don't know, put it like in broth
Mm-hmm.
to use it, and kind of, I don't know how to explain it, but these four mix of spices are like the foundation of Yucatecan food, because everything you do local, you do it with these spices. One
Okay.
of them, one of them is the one from Achote that is, they're called recados. So these recados,
Raracaros.
there are
Okay.
4 of them. This the one that is red, and is for cochinita and pollo asado, and you use them. is like the most famous one. There's
Okay.
another one that's black. It's made
Wow.
with like with toast chili, like a local chili
Mm-hmm.
that it's toast, so it's black.
Mm-hmm.
So you put it, and it's like a broth, like a you eat it like in a soup with the meat, but it's black.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wow.
there's another one that is made from the pumpkin seed, so it's green.
Oh.
And there's another
Okay.
one that is like the regular one for for any beef at the stove.
Okay.
So that's the main, and how to use them, and which one are good, and in which town they make the better one, and that stuff is what make like the foundation of Yucatecan food.
See, and that's good because people, that's what I wanted you to talk about was Yucatan food. Because it's good. My first, we were there, we went and got our turkey lime soup at Susanna's. Susanna.
Susana's. See,
It was
it's really
so
good.
like, oh, I was in love. But then, I like different things, and that's what I liked. And then I was telling you about the green drink, chai, chai,
Chaya.
chaya. And it's not what people think. At first, I thought it was going to be the chai seeds, the chai seeds, but it's not. It's the green powder. So I need to find out. Did you ask your mom about that, or did you forget about it?
About the chaya, where to get it?
Yes.
You know something? The best way to get it is to plant one at home. I
Okay.
swear, chaya is. I Yeah, she used to have like this small chaya. It became huge, like a tree. It's not a
Okay.
tree; it's like a bush.
Mhm.
But I think the closest one to chaya, the closest relative to chaya
Mhm.
is spinach. Like
Oh.
spinach. Yeah, I think it's the closest one. But because of chaya, the same thing with spinach happens. You know that if you fry them, it becomes like little,
Mhm.
and the flavor is not exactly, but if you see them, they're like these big leaves.
Mhm.
So there's really similar, looking to spinach when they're fresh. But
Okay.
chaya in another area of Mexico, chaya has this thing that you can't just grab it because it itches. You need
Oh.
to ask permission to grab it.
Okay.
So, you know, and in other places of Mexico, the same plant or the same bush is called like bad woman or something like it. Because yeah, I swear, yeah, I swear. So that because if you just pass by and it touches your skin, if you don't ask permission, it itches a lot.
Wow. Okay. Spiritual. See that's a spiritual aspect. That's really good. So, with that in the food, I love that and the connection and the herbs because I was trying to tell people about there's homeopathic care, there's pharmacy or a Mayan pharmacy versus the regular pharmacy. Do you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah, there are homeopathic cares here. Is Yeah, they use, yeah, if I have to describe it, it's like a mix, like an old way, a mix of sugar, alcohol, and some I do think they have different, yeah, like different plants or something, but every all of them, like, no matter which care are you looking for,
Mm-hmm.
they put it in alcohol and sugar, so there's always these little like sugar balls,
Mm-hmm.
mixed with alcohol, so you can treat. There's a lot of people that treat themselves that way,
Right.
and also you can find these like other other philosophies like coming here because Merida has grown, like Ayurveda and that kind of stuff that they're not
Hmm.
originally from here.
Right. That makes
And do
sense.
they have spiritual places and a rainforest? We don't have a rainforest because as I told, we are like tropical, like a tropical area. So we do have like a lot of palm trees. And we are really flat. So I mean, like all the open spaces are like narrow rainforest, like really, yeah, like really narrow trees. We don't have these big tall trees.
Yeah,
So
that
it's
makes
it's it's like tropical forest, or I don't know exactly if that's the way it's called. I
sense.
do know it's tropical, but it's not. I don't think it's rainforest. I think it's just like forest.
Hmm.
And like spiritual places, I mean, we do have I'm sorry, I think I just went out for a second. We used to have this because of Mayan heritage and Mayan ruins. We do
Hmm.
have a lot of ruins here. They're like from Chichen Itza, Uxmal, Mayapan, Ekbalam. We have a lot of them, and they used to be like spiritual places for the Mayans.
Hmm.
I do think like my personal favorite is Kolushmal. I do think that the energy there is like more beautiful than Chichen Itza because
Hmm.
it's kind of foresty,
Okay.
kind of, and it's a little bit, and the pyramid is like larger. It's not as as decorated as
Hmm.
Chichen Itza. And the spiritual places we used to have are those cenotes. Cenotes were a place where Mayan sacrifices were made. So when they start finding cenotes,
Hmm.
they start like discovering all these, remainings and skulls and jewelry because they used to be sacred places.
Okay.
So, and actually there are it's not salt water, it's it's sweet water, right way of saying it. But
Sweetwater.
I mean, for us, it's like salt water and sweet water, but in Spanish.
Okay.
Like a river that is not salt water. So
Okay.
cenotes are like that. So I do think that cenotes are maybe because the connection of nature, because it's water. I do think that when you get into one of them, it feels like really like you get out like really clean.
Yeah, spiritual. I think it's a spiritual experience. I had a great
Yeah.
time. And I was there in the water. We just went from place to place to place. We went to three cenotes in one day on the truth, and it was in Hama, Ho,
Common.
Haman. Okay.
Yeah.
So I like that, and we ate afterwards. So that was good too. But and I want to go again, and I probably will. But I want to visit some other cenotes. I just like the water. I'm a water person, but then I like Progreso Beach. Well water. Well water. What's the question about well water? What about well water? Well water? I think that's under the ground. Um, I think that's what he's asking about well water. Do you know anything about well water?
I don't know what that term means actually.
Well water is like when somebody up here in America they go down and they dig deep. They consider that in their house. They consider that well water, like a well with
Okay.
fresh water is coming up. So they would consider that well water, and they can pump that and
Okay.
use it for their house.
I mean, we do have that. A lot of houses that doesn't have like water, like tubed water.
Mm-hmm.
What you do is that you build like like you dig down
Mm-hmm.
and you do these treatment things or whatever, and you get water from the ground. That's
Wow.
a really regular place, like on beach houses, like that are far away. There's also something like that you do.
Wow.
And
See,
also
that's
cenotes, it's important to make that they're like underground.
yes.
So we do have a lot of underground water in all the state.
Mm-hmm. and it's beautiful. I love it. So I like the cenotes. Had fun, fun, fun for me. So okay, because we're like down to like 5 minutes. I can't believe it. We're almost done.
Me neither.
And you're doing an excellent job.
Thank you.
So
You too. I have
so the
an excellent teacher.
so that means I could get you on again.
Yeah,
So
of course.
I'm gonna definitely, I have all your information, you guys, down at the bottom. So I want you to know, just to say this: if you like the content, please subscribe. And if you want to know when we put out shows, what you need to go is at the top of the button, hit the bell, have you subscribe, and you'll get notices when each show is coming out. Since I'm always doing shows at different times, I know tomorrow I have another show to do, which is, is not really normal. Usually I'm on here on Mondays and Thursdays. Ori will be back next week. That's Coffee with Ori. He will be back next week. So look forward to Ori coming back, and you do Coffee with Ori. And he'll probably tell you about his experience over abroad, him coming back. So that was that. So again, are the mountains cold? Um, are the mountains cold? I don't know. I think going towards North Mexico is cold. So I don't know. I
Yeah.
didn't see any mountains. Was there mountains? No.
Here we don't have any,
No.
like
Okay. So
any,
yeah.
because we live like, I don't know, 2 3 meters from the sea. Like up, like
Right.
really close. And there's a lot of another parts of Mexico that is like beach and mountains is on the other coast.
Right.
We are on the east coast, so in the west coast you do have like mountains next to the beach, like these spectacular views, like
Mm-hmm.
down at Baja. But we are like really flat, so and we don't even have like tall buildings yet. So
I don't want
you
tall
get.
buildings. I think that would be a nightmare. You do have tall buildings. You have that. What is that? The mall, the lifestyle mall. What is that mall called? The lifestyle mall, whatever that mall is. That's a
I
tall
mean,
building.
but there are like three. So
Oh.
we're really flat and really close to the beach, but all this area is really flat. So
Mm-hmm.
when you go on, not only flat, like like roads and highways, I like
Mm-hmm.
are like one line, like really straight line. So you get a little bit bored when you go to Cancun by car, because it's like a straight line. So yeah,
So take a nap or take a bus.
yeah, I swear, yeah.
I like that. So, okay. So, you guys, we will see you next week. And I will be talking to you guys later. So, I want to say peace and blessings and say bye bye for now.
Bye.